Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a real-life medium? Then this is the podcast for you. In this show, you'll learn how to open your heart to spirit, hear adventures I've experienced as an award-winning psychic medium and teacher. Plus, I'm going to give you some psychic information and insight into what the future holds for our increasingly crazy world. Tune in every Friday and get ready to connect to the other side. I'm Jen, and I'll be your guide starting right now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spirit Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Jen Abra, and thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this because I would just be talking to myself and nobody would be able to hear about the 2026 psychic predictions that I have for the world. How about that? Get excited. Now, I will say that I just posted a list of psychic predictions for 2026 on my YouTube channel, that's Spirit Mentor Jen Abra on YouTube. And then I also posted the full, mini version on TikTok, same name, The Real Spirit Mentor. I'm surprised I haven't been banned from TikTok yet. Oh my God, you guys, every video that I do, if it's not silly or just almost ridiculous with nothing exciting on there. And I know you guys look forward to this podcast episode every year, because literally when I go back and look, this was my most popular episode of the Spirit Mentor Podcast, and you will not be disappointed, I promise you, and I promise I will get to them very quickly. Again, you have a preview of them on all the social media platforms, so go follow me on there. I'm so grateful for you guys to be here. No guests this week, but actually in January, I have 2 episodes already locked and loaded, ready to be released in January, and you're going to want to hear those episodes, but this is the solo episode from me. You can't see me, but I'm doing the cute little thing. And I'm very excited to let you know what is coming. Now, I will say, you guys know me and you're like, you always say bad things, Jen. You always. Now, here's the thing. I am not getting to choose what I get downloaded. And so yesterday on Christmas Day, I want to say that there was a quantum jump. We jumped timelines, or at least I did. Anyways, I don't know about y'all, but I jumped a quantum leap in Christmas around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday. And here's how I did it. And then I promise I'll give you the prediction. So here's how I did it. So I actually didn't have to use any drugs this time. I didn't have to use any microdosing or any, THC, anything. I didn't have to use anything to get these. Here's what I did step by step, and you guys can do it too. So I did what's called the 6-6 breathing for 20 minutes. It's kind of like a heart, connecting your heart and your mind coherence together. I believe it's called Heart Math from the Heart Math Institute. But I just did I breathe in for 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down for 6, with no breaks in between. So you just kind of flow. You don't have to force it for literally about 20 minutes. So it takes about 20 minutes for the heart and the brain to actually become coherent, to connect back to each other. And I'm telling you, it's like a high without the drugs. It's awesome. And I'm always telling my students, the reason why you're not getting any psychic information, or you don't understand it, or you're not, tapping in the way you want to, and it's because you're in your head too much. So in my Spirit School of Psychic and Mediumship Study in 2026, we will be doing some breath work, to get you guys to activate your gifts even more and to get out of your head. That's the number one issue that my students have. And I'm sure if you're listening to, you're like, I'm not psychic, Jen. The only reason that you don't believe that you're psychic is because you're not high enough. Like you're literally haven't altered your state of consciousness enough to be able to access these realms. So like, you guys know, like if I do psilocybin or if I, do high meditation or I alter my brain waves, then it's easier for me to access the information, to receive it, because psychic information is received. That's important to notice. And that it just, you can get things where you're driving. It's because you're altered your state, right? If you're in meditation, you're like, oh, I got to download, or you're driving because you're staring off into space. How did I get here? It's because you've altered your state of consciousness and you're very present where you should be when you're driving. The idea is present. You have to be very present. And so when I did this breathwork meditation for 20 minutes, heart coherence, I literally altered my brainwaves so much that they just kind of like trickled in with no effort. And so I didn't really ask. Sometimes I'll say in these breathwork, I'll like, show me what you got. Like, show me what you want me to share, anything I need to know. And I don't always do that because I feel like it would just come in anyways, but it was 4:44. And here we go. Okay. So, this is how I did it. And that's how these brain waves, these are altered so that I could receive these 2026 predictions. Okay. So if you're looking for how come I can't tap into the psychic realms or I'm not receiving anything, the key is presence and also altering your state of consciousness. Okay. Those are the two things that are required, like a formula. That plus that equals this. Okay, this is how you do it. Maybe we'll say that for another episode because I know you guys are chomping at the bit to hear my 2026 predictions. And again, kind of like a commercial, like before I get into the episode, I do want to tell you a very quick story, which my heart was so full when this happened to me. And I'm a firm believer that everything is orchestrated. Like, I'm not even joking, because if I didn't go here, this wouldn't have happened, right? If you don't go to this specific place and you make a different decision, you're going to miss out on a lot of things that are just being orchestrated, including timing and like going to the mall. Okay. So this involved me going to the mall, and like literally every store that I chose and how long I was in that store led me up to this one event in the bathroom, because the bathroom of all places, because it was orchestrated. And I live my life from a spirit-led place, which means I literally make decisions and I just follow my intuition of where to go. And I look at things. Everything literally is orchestrated, you guys. You have no idea. I got taught that in Peru, or I remember that in Peru back in March. Okay. So here's the story. I went to all these stores. I went on like the 23rd of December. Like, who does that? Because going back to the quantum jump timeline that happened yesterday, I am, and you all are being invited to release the program of like not enoughness and, the Christmas thing, the Christmas program, like you have to go into debt. You have to use your credit card. You're like, oh, just one more present. I don't have enough. This kid doesn't have enough. It's not even Steven. And you feel like it's not enough. No matter what you do, you could spend like thousands of dollars and still feel like it's not enough. And so I've had this program programmed into me since childhood, and no one's fault on my own. This is just what I adopted it. It's me. I could have broke the cycle at any time, but then it's like, even this year got so loud. And every year at Christmas, I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, why don't I just go on a vacation? Why don't I just take this money and have the kids? And they're like, we want to stay home. I'm like, no, this is dumb. Like, oh my God, this is so silly and materialistic and consumerism, and all those outdated programs just happen to, you got invited to Timeline Jump to get out of that. And I'm so excited for me to get out of that, because it's just ridiculous, actually, how deep down the rabbit hole this Christmas program actually goes. And really, is Christmas actually on the 25th? Is it really? Anyways. So going back to my story, I finished my Christmas shopping and I go to the bathroom before I leave, and I have like 20 bags in my hand and they're falling over and whatever. And I come out of the stall and I'm trying to wash my hands and talk to Chad at the same time. And all of a sudden I hear my name being called. So this woman looks at me. She goes, Jen, you don't remember me? And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, you did a reading for me in person like 2 years ago. Can't remember, she said when it was. And she goes, you said to me, are you done having kids? And I said, absolutely I am. There's no freaking way I'm having kids. And I said to her, well, don't be too sure about that. And she goes, you were right. And she points to her baby on the change table, her 8-month-old. And she's like, this is my baby I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking cool. Because I never get to see, after I do a reading and I tell people some information, like, I know that I'm not making it up, and people have free will to not have that come into their awareness. But literally, I never get to hear the stories of afterward. And I was like, oh my God, this is freaking awesome. Like, here's your baby. I get to see the culmination of the information that Spirit gave her. Oh my God. And she had the baby. She literally had a baby when she said she wasn't having any more babies. I'm like, are you sure about that? Right? Because I know I'm not making any of this up, guys. This is the beauty of the orchestration of me going to the bathroom at that exact juncture point and because if I hadn't gone to the bathroom or if I had stayed in a store too long, I would have missed her. I wouldn't have been in the bathroom at the same time that she was changing her baby that I predicted, right? Isn't that so fucking cool? I told her, I said, this is a podcast story, dude. Like, I have to share this. I won't use any names, but I just had to tell the story because it was so cool. That's what I love about my job. I love my job. Okay, I'm going to get my notes out here and I'm going to start sharing with you the predictions. There's my TikTok going off. Okay, so are you ready for this? Okay, so as I stated on my YouTube video and also on my TikTok, and I know it's backwards, but I'm just getting the hang of this. Some of these psychic predictions. So these came in. Why does it say Christmas Eve? Maybe it's Christmas Eve I got these. So Christmas Eve at 3:28 p.m. right after my breath work where I did the 6-6 up and down for 20 minutes. I linked my heart and my mind together. And it's so powerful. Honestly, like I actually saw the quantum realm. Like I went in there, I had forward momentum. I could feel me jumping into the new timeline. I heard like, let's go. Leaving outdated programs, getting ready for the new year, jump in and make more successful business than I've already had. And by the way, thank you. Without you guys, I would not be as successful as I am today. I wouldn't have made all these leaps and bounds in my business and expansion. Like I think we're at like 165K followers on Instagram, which I know is stupid and like who cares? But honestly, my goal has always been, my mission has always been to reach as many people as I can to show them that this work is real. What I do is real because we have like so many fakers out there and people who are taking advantage of people. And it's really important to me to showcase that these abilities that we can do everyone can do what I do and like to the degree that I can. And there's infinite more possibilities as well beyond this realm. But I want you guys to know, right? Like I want as many people as I can. And that is the only reason why I need the world to send me a TV show. Because if you're a producer listening, like we have some things in the work, but nothing's a fish right now. But honestly, I need the media to help me get out there even more so I can show them that this is real. Like look at my predictions, like January, cities underwater. People are like, that's never going to happen, Jen, you're fear mongering. And look at all the cities that have been underwater like this whole year, right? So things that sound ridiculous, the more ridiculous the prediction is, actually the vision that I have, the more likely it's going to happen. And if you go back through all my TikToks and if I showed you all my notes, there's some things I did not even share with you guys because it was too out there. Like, so if it does happen, I do actually have one not included on this list here that I'm going to share with you. Because it's not like 100%. So if I'm not like 100% in clear cognizance, which means clear knowing, if I don't have that knowing gut punch, then I probably won't share it, or I will maybe like take a risk. But like with that Trump prediction I did back last year, right? Oh my God, that was the scariest thing I ever did, but it paid off. It was worth all the bullying. Okay. So here is my list and I'll explain each one to a certain degree. Okay. Now some of them are very pure psychic information and some are like continuations of the past. So my job is just to say what I get and then you can make your own decisions. And I will probably do some more reels to showcase most of these but I'm actually on vacation right now. I'm supposed to be not working, but I don't consider recording my podcast working because it's so fun. Okay. So I don't know how many there are. I haven't even counted them. They're on like little dots, but okay. So the first one I received was cyclones. And the reason why I put cyclones down was because I've never received that word before. I've got typhoons. I've had city underwater, but Spirit has never given me a cyclone. And I didn't go into too much detail. It was just like write down cyclone. So I did. Okay. That's the first one for 2026. And the second one I've mentioned before, crop circles. So random crop circles, like so much so that you will be like, there's no way that like, how is this even happening? Because the crop circles like so many crop circles are going to pop out of nowhere. It's like a alien invasion of some kind, but not really, because I don't think the aliens are actually doing this, but who knows? They're going to pop up like I had that sinkhole prediction, right? 700 sinkholes literally popped up in Turkey. That's not random. Like the earth is caving into itself. And this is going to be a continuation of that with the crop circles. Okay. I don't have dates for these because they just got downloaded to me. And I just said I would say them as is. So we can go into more detail later, but the third one is like food shortages. Now I've also shared this as well. Some of these you can hear on the Holiday Survival podcast with Erin, producer Erin. Okay, that's going to come out in a few days, December 31st. So on Wednesday, go listen to that episode, and I'll put a link to that podcast in the show notes so you guys can hear some of these. Some of these are not some of the ones that I mentioned on the Holiday Survival podcast are not in my list here. Okay. This one, number 4, is insane, you guys. Alien abduction increases. So what I saw was like people actually filming people being abducted. Okay. Some are going to be AI. Some are going to be legitimate. Like I literally saw creators posting videos with the green screen behind them saying, look at this, y'all. This guy was abducted. And you actually will be able to see live alien abductions. It's going to be insane. Insane in the membrane. Now, this is crazy as well, too. Some of these are crazy. Some are like, whatever. Number 5, clones with celeb. Okay, so this is, okay, I need a minute for this one. So what I had a vision of was celebrities walking around in public with their actual clone. Like, I don't mean doing a video on the couch because they've done that. This is like hand in hand, arm in arm, walking with their clone, like right in your face. So there's no way you can be like, that's not true. That's not real. Literally, they're going to show you their clone, right? Because everyone's like, oh, there's no clones, Jen. There's no such thing. Okay. Like, just wait. Number 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 5, 6. I'm not going to say the numbers. Next one is rationing. Rationing. That's what I heard. Rationing. So there's going to be rationing. So the government is going to withhold supplies, food, water. There's still going to be tampering with the water, which I had last year, which actually happened as well too. And then the rain barrels go with that. So rain barrels was the next on my list that I was told rain barrels. So it wasn't like a panic. It wasn't like, go get your rain barrels. It was just like, talk about rain barrels. Now this one definitely is this one was literally like pure psychic information. This vision was probably the most clearest vision that I had clairvoyantly. Spirit showed me, and I heard the words mysterious empty graves, desert, and a cactus. So I saw a vision of mysterious empty graves popping up all over the desert, like empty ones, grave robbers. And the scene was California. Okay. So yeah, some were empty, some are grave robbers. Like that's like just random holes in the ground that are graves. So that's going to happen. I don't know when, I'm not really sure, but that one was the clearest vision that I had. So watch for mysterious empty graves in the desert being discovered, and it has cactus. So to me, it did feel like California, and that's what it feels like. So, but I don't have a timeline for that. This one is kind of creepy. The next one I have is teeth fall out. So it was like connected to that radiation fog, which people are like, oh, radiation fog. That's just happens every year. What? Are you crazy? Like, how do you not see that this is not okay, guys? Oh, it happens all the time. Oh, so that makes it okay. But this was like teeth fall out from radiation, and it had to do with the fog. Okay. The next 2 are a little bit like iffy because they were just like, I heard just rent increase and mortgage rate. So to me, it felt like Canada. So the rent increases and then changes to rent rules, mortgage rules, landlords, contracts, interest rates, things like this is going to go off the charts like crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. The next thing that I saw was, or I heard rather, was Canadian. So I know you guys are like, why are you so obsessed with Americans? Because I'm a Canadian, but I love America and I love Canada as well too. We're just in a bad spot right now. So the Bank of Nova Scotia crash week long. That's what I wrote down. So the bank, which is my bank, of course it is. Why would it not be my bank? The Bank of Nova Scotia. So Scotiabank is going to crash for 1 week. And I want to say April. So it had a springtime vibe to it. Could be sooner, but it had spring. And I wasn't told if like the money was going to be gone or whatever, but a reset to the Bank of Nova Scotia. Then this one, I don't know what this means, but I'm just going to say it word for word, which is System of a Down. So, I mean, because of the way it came in, it was like, I think System of a Down is like a scary rock band or like heavy metal. I don't know, but it was like the system will go down. So I wasn't going to share this one just because it's not really a psychic prediction because it's already happened and people are talking about this already. It wasn't like anything new, but just because the way it came in was System of a Down. So I wanted to let you guys know that. Then this is a similar prediction I've had in the past, and it has to do with the food. And what I saw was locust attacks. But the thing that was making it different from past psychic predictions I've made is because they were not real bugs. Okay. So like there's going to be a video of someone showing a locust storm, but then they're going to go up to the bug and be like, guys, this is not a real bug. So it's like going to be on purpose from the government or the military, whoever makes these creepy bugs, and it's going to eat all of the crops, okay? That's mostly in the United States. I saw that one. And then here's a positive one you're going to love. You guys aren't used to me giving you positive predictions, but Europe will thrive as a win. So because there's so much chaos happening in Europe right now, and they're going to overcome that. Europe will thrive as a win. So government changes, you guys are going to win. So if you are located in Europe at all and you are a follower or listener, subscriber of mine, I love you. You guys are going to be okay. Nothing to worry about. All right. So that is like a Cole's Note version of some of the psychic predictions that I just received on Christmas Eve. And I hope that you guys stay safe out there. I hope that you continue to, work on your gifts. I hope that you study your abilities. Because I'm hearing you guys, you can't keep doing what you're doing. You can't keep going the way that you're going. Something has to change. And some of us went onto the new timeline, which is, letting go of the old things and stepping into your wins. So instead of being like, why is everything bad happening to me? You're going to be stepping more into the wins. And if you guys want to do a quantum jump, go do the 6-6 breath work. So you go in for 6 slowly, and then down slowly, and do that for 20 minutes straight. Set your timer. Life-changing, you guys, life-changing. And you don't need any drugs to do this. You don't need to smoke weed. Don't need to do anything. It's like a natural high. And I'm like addicted to it now. So I'm like, I'm going to sign off here from this episode of the 2026 Psychic Predictions. And I'm going to go do that breath work again. And maybe I'll get more information for you guys. So listen to the Spirit Mentor podcast for future predictions, and here's to 2026. And thank you guys so much for being here on this ride. Love you all.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.